show's called Rebooting Brand India, and I'm Sonali Krishna. You just witnessed a very invigorating discussion with our esteemed panelists discussing and debating the three campaigns presented to us by JWT, Ogilvy and BBDO. It's now time to find out which agency has emerged as the one with the winning idea. So I'd like to invite all the panelists to give me their final comments and, of course, come to a consensus on who they think should be the worthy winner. So I'd like to get each panelist to tell me who they are backing and why.
Well, as I said, I sort of liked something about each of the three and disliked something about each of the three. If I had to choose one, I would probably go for Wealth Where You Least Expect It. Okay. It's the most original concept of the lot. It ties in directly to investment. It tells investors there's something there. There's a consumer base you can aim for. This is a market worth targeting. I like some of the images. As I said, I was struck particularly by the guy washing his buffaloes and his merce. Maybe what we can try and do is get them to tweak it a little bit, put in other images to make up for one or two of the weaker ones, strengthen the message, but ending with this Wealth Where You Least Expect It, invest in India. That would be the one I would go for in the end.
Fair enough. Do you have a contrarian view that I hope
Do I ever have a contrarian view? Often. Okay, so listen, I think as a kernel of idea, it was the Ogilvy campaign that had started with the idea, because I think that what none of the campaigns have really addressed is who are they sending this message to? They've all lost out a little bit on that. And somehow I would say take that one about, false CEOs and make it much more stronger, much more emotional, much more visual of a presentation of saying, what you're hearing is not necessarily what you're getting. Go beyond perception and re-look at India. That's what it's saying. However, if I was to choose right now, say number one, I'd go with what Shashi's saying, is JWT the campaign one, is the best presented. It has, at least it has that wealth where you least expect it. It's just like a reminder. It could even work as a reminder to the investor saying, don't forget this. Don't forget that the milkman now is buying a milk.
Nandita? Initially, I liked the first one the least because I think I was more carried away by the ideas in the second and the third. And it's interesting how a good idea gone wrong is much worse than a simple, basic idea. I thought the first one was actually quite predictable, but at least it didn't have anything that offended me or that sort of I felt that, oh my God, this is completely wrong. So despite, I would go in terms of idea, the third one, where you love yourself. And
But between the first and BBDO?
No, the third one, I think the execution was so wrong that finally it's not the idea. It's great to be privy to the idea and to be able to see that brainstorming session. But what if we hadn't seen it? And if I'd just seen the film, I don't think I would have liked anything about it, to be honest.
Right. Amitabh, all three of them seem to be gunning for JWT's first film. I'm hoping you have a different view.
Well, from my viewpoint, there are two films. Firstly, the Ogilvy one. And secondly, the JWT Wealth Where You Least Expect It. From an investor's viewpoint, globally, the key to India is its vast consumer base. The global MNCs are looking at penetrating this market, looking at the vast demand of goods and manufactured goods as well as consumer goods. And I think that message comes out far more clearly, far more lucidly, and brings out this message of a young, optimistic, vibrant India much more clearly in the JWT film, Wealth Where You Least Expect It. I think, to my mind, the JWT idea is a big one, and that clearly carries the day today.
Okay. And Ogilvy's?
Well, Ogilvy is a very good concept of trying to bring in, experiential film about people who've done well in India, who've succeeded in India, who've delivered in India, and where India has succeeded in which sectors. But I thought the execution left a lot more to be desired. It needed a far more greater level of creativity. It required much greater life and energy into the film.
On the Ogilvy thing, I do feel, that seem to have liked the core idea, that it would have been better to demolish real stereotypes rather than fake ones. these fake stereotypes are so ridiculous that the entire message to me was lost. But if people would actually talk about some of the negatives they do talk about India, and you juxtapose those with numbers, it would not have been humorous, it would not have been as creative, but it could actually have been effective. And so that could be a sort of runner-up idea if they would redo it that way, in my view. But real stereotypes, about our poverty, about our corruption, about our inefficiency, about all of these things, labor trouble, all the things that Nandita mentioned, and then juxtapose those with headlines showing those percentages of growth.
Sonali, can I?
Yes, Amita.
Can I come in?
Yes, please do.
I think it's a great idea to have some of the great creative minds in the world of advertising to work on a campaign of this nature. One of the issues is that we've asked them to do the film in a very short time span. If you give them a longer time span, they'll bring out all their creative juices and make some great films. And I think what we should really try and pitch is to make the India Brand Equity Fund pick up one or two of these films and show them across the world to different investors when we go to Davos, when we go to St. Petersburg, across the world for different global meets. It would be a good idea to use some of these films, and they can professionally create these films.
Fair enough. So with that commitment with you, from you on air, we promise to take this forward, Amitabh, if you're game.
No, I'll be very happy to discuss with the India Brand Equity Fund to take these films forward. And we should be very happy, the Ministry of Industries and Commerce would be very happy to use this film as, for creating a brand entity for India as an investment destination.
So I guess with the jury this time is unanimous in its decision, and their verdict is that JWT's campaign 1, wealth is where you least expect it, is the unanimous winner. But we also had a Viewer's Choice Award. We put up all the 3 campaigns on our Facebook page and opened it for public voting. And this is how the numbers stacked up. JWT leads the pack, grabbing a whopping 85% of the viewers' votes. Chugging along at second place is BBDO India at 12%, followed by Ogilvy that has managed to garner only 3% of the total votes, making JWT the clear winner of the Viewer's Choice Award as well. So many congratulations, Bobby Pavar and his team. Let's go across to Bobby and hear what he has to say about the campaign and if he has a repartee for the panelists.
Thank you.
Over to
Thanks
you,
a lot, yeah. Thanks a lot, Sonali, and special thank goes out to the jury who kind of picked us, and to all the people on Facebook and in social media who sort of backed our idea to win. Your votes are much appreciated. It feels good to know that the work that we've done has connected with people, and they feel that it's worthy of something.
Many congratulations to all the winners, and at this point I'd like to take the opportunity to thank all our panelists for taking time out and joining us for this special initiative. Thank you so much, Nandita. Thank you, Shekhar. Thank you so much, Shashi, and thank you, Amitabh Kant. I'd also like to thank all the participating agencies, JWT, Ogilvy and BBDO, for creating campaigns specially for this special initiative. I hope all of you enjoyed watching this show as much as we enjoyed working through it. Do take the time and drop us a line at brandequity@etnow.tv to give us your views on this special episode. You can do the same on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/brandequity. And for all of those of you who want to take a relook at those campaigns, just log on to Brand Equity's Facebook page. These campaigns are all uploaded on the page as well. Follow us on Twitter @BrandEquityLive. I'm afraid that's all we have time for today. Wishing all our viewers a very happy Independence Day. Thanks for watching.